This is Leaf Life. All things cannabis for all people. Now, Ricker and the Bearded Lorax.
We publish a free magazine called The Leaf that is available in print in 14 states at your local cannabis retailer. And you can also get it online at leafmagazines.com. I'm Mike Ricker, your host of Leaf Life, with my co-host Wes Abney, also known as the Bearded Lorax.
I speak for the trees.
And of course, there's AJOG.
Hola, aloha, OG.
And Mary J. White.
Baked with love.
The concept of sports is a reflection of modern life. And while the victories and defeats often mirror our human emotional roller coaster, possibly none is more culturally influential than hoops. This is basketball and cannabis.
Yes. Please bring our Sonics back.
Oh, yes.
Our first segment, An American Story. The second segment, The NBA Now. But before we get educated, we've got to get medicated, so let's get stoned. All right. Sean's like, yeah.
Hey, that's the best time of the day, right?
It's all day.
Light that shit up, right?
Wake and bake. So wherever your day has led you, now it's time to fire up, chew up, or drink up. But get in the mood as we introduce this show's Greg the Guinea Pig.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Greg the Guinea Pig. Who's our guest this week?
Greg the Guinea Pig warning. These tasks are undertaken by experienced cannabis users and under the supervision of accredited professionals. So please take our advice and definitely try this at home.
All right, we got the baller of all ballers this time. Shawn Kemp enjoyed a 14-year career in the National Basketball Association, is a 6-time All-Star, and a current owner of the wonderful Kemp's Cannabis retail shop, 2 locations in Belltown and in the Sodo area. Shawn Kemp, welcome back to the Leaf Life podcast.
Glad to be back. Good to see you guys again.
My gentlemen. All right, let's get them baked, AJ. Spin that wheel and see what's in AJ's stash.
All right.
And now, what's in AJ's stash?
What do we got, AJ?
All right, y'all. This is exciting. Some bomb Cali herb coming our way. This is Sticky Status. Oh my goodness, it's a hybrid strain that we're smoking on today. La Ritz. And it's already loaded here for you. Let's see.
Cool. Love that packaging.
Yeah, it's
Man,
nice.
Look at the honors of the first hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
It's like,
You're our pinch hitter.
That's a 6-time. Now you're a 7-time All-Star, brother.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm going to light you up with the hemp wick. Got to protect those lungs.
After a 10-year break.
ooh, that's some frosty weed.
Oh,
It's good-looking stuff, huh, Wes?
it smells good.
And Sean with the dunk.
Oh, man. That's good shit right there.
Oh, well, he's a real
All
smoker.
right. Did you pull the...
Sean, how often do you
pull the
smoke?
chain?
Just all day, every day? Do you wake and bake every day or what?
Regularly.
Okay. Are you ever not stoned?
Regularly.
Gotcha. Fair. That's called pleading the fifth, Mary.
Indeed.
Now, when we talk about cannabis, when we talk about the NBA or basketball being an American story, it truly is an American sport. It was developed here. It's potentially one of the most important sports to ever be innovated because more than just a game, it's a lifestyle, it's a look, and it's an image. How much of that influence was a part of your life growing up in Indiana as a kid who was just discovered the basketball and what the hell to do with it?
Well, I mean, basketball is a lot what you just said, but, in Indiana, we kind of think that we like the beginnings of the basketball.
Genesis.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Where was it
Didn't know that.
And
started?
I think it, back in Indiana it was always such a big deal because we only had one state champion in high school. Most schools, most states
5A, 6A.
5A, 6A.
Yeah.
See, in Indiana, we had there's only one crown champion. So the smallest school, which could be a farm school, could actually beat
Really?
Wow.
the biggest school
That's
in the
cool.
state, which maybe had 5,000 or 6,000 people in the same class.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you might have a 500 class students, and you might have 5,000 in one class.
Right.
And then this 500 student would
Might
win the
upset
basketball.
the big boys.
Absolutely. So I believe that's kind of where the game of basketball started getting a lot of credit and a lot of eyesight and stuff like that back in the days. And then it went from there to the Hoosiers, to the teams, playing and really chessing up to some of these bigger schools and their fortune. And I just think it's a good thing. In Indiana, you learn the fundamentals of the game very young. And that's kind of what the game is all about. It's about the fundamentals of knowing the game, being able to play all positions, not just one position, but all positions, but also just the team aspect of the sport. And that's the biggest trick to this, is because the high school games actually get more people at the high school games than they do the professional games.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Kind of like Friday Night Lights.
Absolutely.
Just a big part of the
It's a
community and the family.
It's everything. It becomes everything. So
you played in the state championship, and it was in a stadium, wasn't it?
Well, I played in the state championship, and it still broke the record. The record still holds today, and it was over 100,000
Wow.
in a state championship game
For a high school
for
game.
a high school game. Yeah, so my high school games, we averaged probably about 23,000 people a game.
Were you recruited to that high school, or did you move
Absolutely.
to go there? Okay.
Absolutely. I was recruited. My recruiting process started in 5th grade.
I was going to say, when did you know, when did people start to say, Sean's on that path?
5th grade.
Fifth
Wow.
grade. What
Yeah,
is
5th grade, I was invited to Notre Dame.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
Which is in Indiana, Terre Haute.
Not very far from where I grew up, and absolutely, so I was a part of their program in the summertime, playing ball there, and playing
that's
against
like-
their players the whole time from 5th grade all the way through.
How
coming
tall
to the
were you
pros.
in fifth grade?
6'1".
Damn.
So,
That's really
Wow, yeah.
tall for a little kid.
yeah, for a 5th grader. Wow.
They come taller than that, believe me. I wasn't the tallest.
Did you feel a sense of pressure? Or was it more organic for you?
I think it was. It started off as more organic, but it built it up pretty quickly, I would say. As I said, I think, as a freshman in high school, we were pretty popular. We were pretty popular. So, like I said, all those games, I never played a game in high school or junior high without it being sold out. Every game was sold out.
Wow.
And that's not normal. Like, even for people who make it to a professional sport level, their first time playing in front of a crowd is usually at college or even,
absolutely.
walking onto the big stage.
Well,
right?
absolutely.
They've never played in front of 20,000 people.
No, absolutely. And then, the best thing about it is that, if you handle those situations very good, then you start getting invites from other places. So we were one of those schools who received a lot of invites,
Dope.
to go play in Hawaii, to go play in California, to go play in New York, kind of go play around the country. My high school game was the first game played on ESPN.
Wow. So you were primed for this.
Yeah, so they actually put my high school game on ESPN. It was the first high school game put on ESPN.
And it's an American story. You look at hockey comes from Canada, ice skating from the Netherlands, and Brazil soccer is huge. If you look at basketball, there isn't really another sport that replicates it or bastardizes it. Hockey, there's curling, there's other ice sports, and baseball, there's cricket and stuff.
Yeah.
But basketball, you can't really fuck with. You know what I mean? It's a true sport, and culturally, it has an identity that is also unreplicatable. And as you coming up in Indiana, that was a part of your identity, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if just look at the game, I'll just go off the course a little bit and say to you guys, as you say, look at the game today in 2024. The NBA is being played here. Generally, it's almost as equivalent to baseball, where half of the players are probably foreign.
Right.
So this game has grown worldwide. Is everywhere.
It's getting that way too.
There's only two main sports in this world. That's soccer and that's basketball. That's the only sports that really go everywhere. Other than that, you're gonna have people. Maybe they'll dive. Maybe they'll run track. Maybe they'll wrestle. But not very few.
They're like Olympic sports.
Absolutely. Those are Olympic sports. But the main sports these days is going to be soccer and it's going to be basketball. It's just the way it is. So basketball has definitely grown, not just here, but I think it's what people here in the United States don't realize is that basketball is more popular once you go overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most
Absolutely.
American culture is.
Yeah. So I'll take you back even further than this and tell you something. You know, one of the reasons why the game of basketball was so important to me is because it was right there in my face as a kid. You drive down the street, and every house that you drove by, you saw a basketball hoop.
Yeah, right.
And this is how it was in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. Well, if you go overseas these days, that's exactly what you'll see. Every house that you go by, I guarantee you'll see some form of a basketball court for the kids to play, because they're only going to play soccer and basketball.
It embodies American culture, and overseas, obviously, people thrive on American culture. They want our clothes.
Absolutely.
They want our celebrities, our movies.
Absolutely.
And they want our sports. And so as a professional athlete of this very unique game that not just anybody can excel at, because you've got to have dexterity, you've got to have height, and you've got to have intelligence. And that's what they teach you in the NBA, isn't it?
It does. It does. A lot of intelligence, man. You have to be able to be multi. You got to be able to do a lot of different things. Absolutely. But that's just
Versatile.
part of very versatile as an athlete, to do a lot of different things, to be versatile, to understanding people, cultures, all those sorts of things. And that's why I think the game of basketball has grown, because it's such a team sport. It gives you the intangibles of working with almost anybody. If you can work with a team and you learn how to work as a unit, then you can transfer that unit into business and everything that you do. So absolutely, the upstairs part about you being smart and intelligent, absolutely, that's a major part of it. And in Indiana, I mean, it's kind of taught to us as as players, is that we're just average.
Yeah. Indiana's a great state in the Midwest, but Sean, now it's time for you to play Florida Man.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
This Florida man is accused of having sex with a miniature horse.
Arresting a naked man.
Obviously intoxicated.
Attacking a man with a singing fish plaque.
And waving bags of drugs around.
It sounds funny, but it's not once you're the one being given the wedgie. It's Florida man.
Played down there in Miami a few times, didn't you?
I did. I love that weather.
Hey, what was your best game ever?
I would say in Miami, I played against Pat Riley teams.
Not just Miami, ever.
Ever? My best game ever?
NBA Finals against Michael Jordan.
Ooh, close.
Okay.
But I'm going to say my best game ever, probably about 47 points.
47.
Wow.
47.
Oh, my goodness.
47-27 rebound, 47-27.
That's just
That's
domination.
a lot.
That's great.
That was for the Seattle Supersonics,
That's
right?
for the Sonics.
My gentleman. We going to get the Sonics back in Seattle?
Definitely.
When? What year?
Someday.
Real soon. The Sonic's back.
Man, I think sooner than what we expected.
And when that happens, they're going to retire your number, I assume.
Absolutely.
And you're going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. I already see it.
It's got to happen at some time.
My gentleman. All right, here we go. We're transitioning to Florida right now.
Let's do it.
Which of these news headlines is true, Sean? Number 1, Florida man rescued from makeshift raft held together by duct tape and super glue while attempting to emigrate from Miami to Cuba in turbulent Caribbean waters. Okay, that's number 1.
Wow, okay.
All right. Number 2, Florida man in sumo suit hospitalized after swan diving from double-wide trailer into recycled dumpster filled with empty cans of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer while being cheered on by 2 cousins, an uncle, his wife, and 7 children.
Oh, God.
Okay. He thinks it's that one
kids
so far.
involved.
All right. Yeah. And finally, number 3, Florida man caught driving booty patrol truck facing charges. 1, 2, or 3. It's a tough one. You know, you never know.
I was going to go with number 2, but now I'm going with number 3.
Number 3 it is. He's right.
Hey, always a winner.
The driver, named Gabriel Luciano Renteria, was cited for impersonating a Border Patrol vehicle that is painted almost identically to the government version, with the only differentiating factor being that the words Border Patrol are replaced with the words Booty Patrol.
Booty patrol.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
Get that
Everybody
man
to
a
look at
lawyer.
little booty out there every once in a while.
Hey.
Hey, if you want to discover cannabis news, reviews, entertainment, and culture, and explore every single Leaf magazine at your convenience, search leafmagazines.com. Coming up in our second segment, we'll dive into where the NBA stands now on cannabis. We'll get another spin of AJ's wheel and kick it all off with another episode of Where in the World with Mary J. White. Leaf Life continues in just a moment.
These products have intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming.
Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment.
Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug.
There may be health risks associated with consumption of these products.
For use by adults 21 and older.
Keep out of the reach of children.
Some of the wardrobe, including Ricker Wes's sick lids, is provided by Grassroots California. Check out the dopeness at grassrootscalifornia.com.